You have likely spent your life feeling like a collection of fragments, a person with 1,000 interests but no centre of gravity. Society tells the multifaceted mind that its range is a liability. They tell you to niche down, to amputate your curiosity until you fit into a single marketable box. But for a polymath, that advice isn't just limiting, it is a structural failure. Today, we are going to look at the architecture of a different kind of career, one where your diverse skills aren't distractions, but the foundation of an ecosystem. Before we begin, I've made a foundational tool available to this community. It is the Range to Revenue Worksheet Pack. It's a 13-page diagnostic to help you start mapping what we're about to discuss. You can find the link in the description. Grab it now to follow along, or wait until we finish the session. If this work resonates with you, I invite you to subscribe and join this archive. Let us begin. We live in an era that rewards the specialist, the deep, narrow, vertical line. And while the specialist wins by knowing more about less, the polymath wins by seeing the horizontal bridge between worlds. The problem you are facing isn't that you have too many ideas, it's that you have no map for them. Without a map, your range looks like a series of expensive hobbies. To the market, you look like a jack of all trades, which is just shorthand for someone who hasn't committed. But specialization is a strategy for a machine, not a person. For the creative mind, the goal shouldn't be to shrink yourself into a niche. It should be to build a proprietary methodology that only you, with your specific combination of lived experience and technical skill, can offer. We must move from a list of things we do to a cohesive ecosystem. A brand that doesn't just sell a service, but offers a unique perspective on the world. This is where we move from being a freelancer to becoming an architect. To build this ecosystem, you must identify your revenue anchor. Think of your career as a solar system. Every skill you possess, from writing and design to data analysis and psychology, is a planet. But a solar system cannot exist without a sun. The sun is your anchor. It is the skill with the highest market gravity. It is the thing people are most willing to pay for first. Let's look at a common example, the architectural strategist. Imagine a person who is a trained graphic designer, a project manager, and an amateur furniture maker. If they try to sell all three separately, they are competing with specialists in 3 different markets. They are exhausted and undervalued. But if they use project management as their revenue anchor, they can offer design-driven operations for high-end craft brands. They are no longer just an admin. They are a specialist who understands the soul of a workshop and the precision of a layout. Their range isn't a distraction. It is the reason they can charge 5 times more than a standard manager. Or consider the human-centric developer, a coder who also studies sociology and fine art. Their revenue anchor is software development, but their value lies in building interfaces that understand human behavior at a deep, sociological level. They aren't just writing code, they are architecting human connection. To deepen this understanding, we must perform a synergy audit. Look at your secondary skills. These are not just side interests, they are the lenses through which you view your anchor. If your anchor is copywriting, but you also have a background in data analysis, your synergy is conversion optimization. If your anchor is interior design, but you also study ancient history, your synergy is legacy aesthetics. When you find the synergy, you stop providing a service and start providing an outcome that no one else can replicate. You are no longer one of many, you are the only. However, a polymath's greatest risk is intellectual overhead. This is the weight of having too many open loops. To solve this, you must treat your mind like a curated archive. In an archive, everything has a place, even if it isn't currently on display. You must learn to bank your ideas rather than trying to spend them all at once. By creating a structural home for your varied interests, whether through a digital database or a physical studio, you free up the mental bandwidth to focus on your anchor without the fear of losing your range. Finding your anchor and organizing your archive requires an honest, clinical audit. You have to look at your skills not as jobs or titles, but as ingredients. In every great meal, there is a star, the primary ingredient that dictates the plate's direction. The other ingredients, your secondary and tertiary skills, are not there to compete for attention. They are there to provide depth, texture, and resonance. Most polymaths fail because they try to make every ingredient the main course at the same time. They present a menu that is cluttered and exhausting. This leads to a blurry brand, a confused audience, and ultimately, a lower perceived value. When you refuse to choose an anchor, you force your audience to do the cognitive labor of figuring out where you fit. And in a high-speed, high-noise economy, if they have to work to understand your value, they will simply look away. Clarity is the highest form of luxury. You must ask yourself, which of my skills opens the door for all the others? Which skill possesses the market gravity required to pull people into my orbit? This isn't about choosing your favorite skill. It's about choosing your most effective bridge. It's about identifying the skill that allows you to command the highest rate today, so that you have the financial and creative freedom to integrate your other passions tomorrow. You are not choosing one interest over another. You are simply establishing the order of operations. Consider the difference between a heap of bricks and a cathedral. The bricks are your skills, your knowledge of psychology, your eye for design, your ability to code, your understanding of ancient history. On their own, they are just weight. But when you apply an architectural framework, those same bricks become a structure. They become a destination. This is what the Range to Revenue worksheet pack is designed for. It is a 13-page process to help you stop the circular thinking and start the architectural mapping. It forces you to look at your market gravity with clinical precision, helping you decide which skills are your sun and which are the planets that revolve around it. It is designed to help you identify your polymathic synergy, that rare intersection where two or more of your skills overlap to create a solution that no specialist can replicate. Once the anchor is set, the rest of the range follows. The tension of choosing disappears because you finally have a structure that holds it all. You stop being a service provider looking for work. You become a category of one. When you work from an ecosystem rather than a niche, you are no longer competing on price. You are no longer replaceable. Because while someone can find a better designer or a faster coder, they cannot find someone who connects those dots with your specific degree of nuance. They cannot hire your perspective from anyone else. You are moving from a world of competition to a world of monopoly, the monopoly of your own unique mind. This is the philosophy behind the Polymath Protocol. I've spent years refining this architecture, not just to build a business, but to build a life that accommodates the full spectrum of my curiosity. It is about moving from the chaos of being multi-passionate to the clarity of being multidimensional. It is a shift from horizontal expansion to vertical depth. If you are ready for the full blueprint, a complete audio and visual methodology on how to house your entire range under one clinical, profitable brand. The Polymath Protocol is now available in the library. This is for the one who is tired of playing small to stay legible. It is for the one who is ready to build a legacy out of their complexity. But for today, start with the worksheets. Map your range, find your anchor, organize your archive. The world does not need you to be simpler. It needs you to be more structured. Stop trying to be less than you are. The library is open. I'll see you in the next deep dive.